A beautiful morning to you and welcome to Ray's Breakfast. Hashtag what are you saying? The ultimate breakfast show for young and vibrant minds. I know Monday always comes with a lot of people feeling different types of ways, but if you're feeling down this morning, exhausted or just not feeling the day yet, don't worry. The day just got started and it gets better with time. Take it easy on yourself. And if you're feeling pumped up like we are, just know that there's no backing down for you this morning. Every morning with us is a day to learn, unlearn, relearn topics that drive change. We talk about politics and national interests, trending issues and social commentary, physical, mental, and total wellness, tech trends and innovation, financial literacy, and of course, youth empowerment. You can tune in every Monday to Friday for fresh perspective, engaging discussions, and inspiring stories. Remember, you are the main ingredient in all of our conversation. I'm super delighted to welcome you to the show, especially as your host. My name is Oluchi Precious Umenga, and I have got the lady vibe here with me. Good morning, God's Beauty.
Good morning.
I love that.
Oluchi, good morning.
Good
How
morning.
Are you?
I'm good. You look well rested, if I can say so myself.
I think I am.
You think you are? Oh, I put you at the spot. And you're like, why say that? Do you know what I went through?
That's not. But I mean, the weekend was a bit restful. Just on Sunday, I mean, we were preparing for the Children's Day next week, so there are a lot of. I have to teach this person how to take worship because it's a Children's Day, so all the children have to take everything exactly.
I miss those days, honestly. Those days where children would take the testimony time, prayer session, sometimes even preach. Those ones that are more
my sister's the one preaching actually. Oh, did I say that?
Pastor Tobechiku Jr.
It's funny, but yeah, I mean that's literally. I think that's how my Sunday went. But I mean, above that, everything was beautiful. The weekend was beautiful. How about you?
I'm just happy to be here, and when I was going to bed last night, I told myself I'm gearing up for a new week ahead, and it's going to be my best yet. Because I just felt this surge of hope that, because I feel like it comes with the end of every week, starting a new week. People see Monday as tiring, but I like to see Monday as the start of something great. Even though there can be the tiring part of it, but this week can be great. Something can happen great today, tomorrow. And as I keep working hard, I think things should fall out well. But you mentioned Children's Day, so it's making me think, do you have plans? Do you think you should celebrate that day as a child yourself, or you think, the younger ones around should?
I mean, it's tomorrow, yeah.
Is it tomorrow?
Yes, that's 26.
That's true. I thought it's even Wednesday.
Nah, it's tomorrow.
27th
I don't think I have anything that's, especially laid out, right? But I just know that, for the children in my church, they get to, see something different. I mean, they already know that, so it's not even anything new.
So but even when they came out for Children's Day gifts, you won't tell your mom that, Mom, I'm still your child.
I actually don't do that, to be honest. For me, I see that that's at that day where you're giving to the children and all. Just yesterday, some of them came to me and they're like, "Hey, Auntie Beauty, what's the plan?" I said, "What's the plan here?" Because norms, right? Sometimes I speak to their parents to take them out and all of that. So. There's not money this season, so I'm just thinking of giving them something, something to be able to use, yeah. Well, before now, right, it used to be me and my dad, so we'd have this plan together where we'll put money together, we'll see which person's school fees we can take care of for September and all of that. But like I said, because my dad is actually born this month, 29th. So yeah, so that's why there's always that. That happiness within his heart that he wants to do something for the children. So before now, we used to always think about you put money together, see, like I said, see what we can do for them and all. But this year, get us a beast. The person on top is helping us, look for better plans and all. So I'm just thinking of what to, just put together for them on Sunday, really. So that's literally what the plan is for me.
Wow, you're such an amazing person. You're talking of Children's Day as
I love children.
Me, I'm talking of Children's Day as collecting because I'm
a child. You can
imagine. I'm going to call my parents and tell them that, see, forget I've graduated. I am still that your little baby girl. Spoil me today. But of course, I love how you're planned out something really great. We're going to take a short break now, and when we return, we'll look to the headline stories across the globe and, of course, locally. So please stay with us. We'll be right back. I describe myself as a polyhumanitarian, someone who believes politics should be rooted in love for country and empathy for its people. I'm thrilled to introduce to you Politics Uncensored, a show dedicated to tackling the political challenges that matter most to Nigerians. This is more than just a show. It's a space for honest, unfiltered conversations about the issues that shape our nation. From policy reforms to elections, leadership tussles to governance at all levels, and the overall political landscape in Nigeria. We will dive deep into how politics is impacting our everyday lives. So join me on this journey as we challenge the status quo, spark dialogue, and work together to build a brighter future for Nigeria. Let's make our voices heard and drive the change we deserve.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light for my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we'll analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
Welcome back to the show. We're going to change routine a little bit. We're supposed to take our headline stories, but let's move straight to the hot topic for today. While it's still it's sizzling hot, we're going to be analyzing the educational system in Nigeria with the recent update in UTME. You know, tackling the educational system in Nigeria is something that is very important. And this morning, we're diving into one of the most important pillars of national development education with a special focus on Nigeria's tertiary admission system. The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board recently released the official result of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, and while there's something to celebrate, there's also plenty to be concerned about. For the first time since the introduction of the CBT in 2013, 17,025 candidates scored 300 and above, marking a historical high, and that's 0.88% of the total 1.9 million candidates. And while that seems promising on paper, let's not miss the bigger picture. Over 70% of candidates still scored below 200. In the same breath, we saw improvement in the number of candidates who scored above 200. That's 29.3% in 2025, up from 24% in 2024. But that still leaves 1.3 million students below that benchmark. And then came the bombshell. JAMB admitted that the 2025 UTME was marred with errors. And this revelation triggered a swift reaction from the National Association of Nigerian Students, NAS, which has since called for the resignation of JAMB's registrar, Professor Ishak Oloyede, calling the mishap a damning indictment of the board's competence. So this morning, we are going to ask this question: is our educational system failing the Nigerian student, or are we celebrating slight improvement while ignoring a deeper systemic crisis? And to help us unpack all of this, we're joined by Eniola Orowole, the National PRO of the National Association of Nigerian Students. Good morning, Mr. Eniola.
Happy to be here.
Good morning. We're happy to have you here. Can you hear me very clearly? I'm struggling to hear you.
Actually, I can hear you very well.
Amazing. How's your weekend coming along? Or the Monday, pardon me.
It's fine. Yes. I'm in Abuja now, and everything has been, the weather is cool here.
That saying I'm in Abuja is like making us think that we in Lagos should think of relocating, but it's good to have you join us, from that part of Nigeria. We want to discuss this educational stuff, and let's start with the headlines. NAS recently called for the resignation of the JAMB registrar following the UTME errors. Can you give us more context? What exactly went wrong, and why does NAS believe resignation is the only solution?
Well, I'm a Yoruba boy. I'm Eniola, as my name implies. And, when there's an adage in Yoruba land, they used to say that if a housewife takes too long in his husband's house, he will become a witch. The JAMB register has stayed too long in that position, and he has become a lord in their position. You can imagine how the previous UTME was conducted in a very shabby manner. The timing of the examination, 6:30 a.m., 6 a.m., is very unfortunate. This is a brazen assault on the intelligence of Nigerian students. We will not tolerate it. We have called on his sack, and we continue to call on his sack. You can imagine young girls and boys frustrated. A young girl committed suicide. She was just buried a few days ago, with his father saying that he buried her with his school fees, with her school fees, I mean. A fee, money that was kept to pay for the girl admission and school fees was being used to bury her. It's very unfortunate. We have thousands of Nigerian students that are languishing in pain. And I want to tell you this for free, that the makeup examination has not healed the pain and the injuries and the wounds of Nigerian students. We will not tolerate this and will not allow it to happen again.
All right, thank you so much, Eniola, rather. So I wanted to ask this, right? Eniola, yes. Thank you. So I wanted to ask this. I hear you when you say that, the current registrar has been there for a long time. But when I remember having a conversation with someone just, this morning, and the person said it's not enough to just say, oh, only the registrar should be out. There are other persons too that are in place. Let's start from the Minister of Education himself. I'm not saying that if he or he should be resigned or anything. He should be, resigned or anything. But what I'm saying is, if you want us to start talking about education and tackling it, giving it a systemic problem, don't you think we should start from the root itself than having to just cut a stem or a branch?
Thank you very much. The education minister has been performing. He's a good man. Yeah, if you see how he handled the issue of NEFON recently, he's a very brilliant man. And he just came in. The man is just trying to get back on his feet. Yes. So when you see this JAMB register, he has been there for a very long time, man. This man is frustrating Nigerians, frustrating the Nigerian students. People are not happy. I interact with a lot of people. I have brothers and sisters that wrote JAMB. They are not happy. They are frustrated. This man, they should just change this man and let people breathe. And let me tell you this. Education has various aspects, various sectors. We have the Minister of Education. This JAMB, when they change the JAMB registrar, another man will come in, or a woman, as the case may be. When the person come in, he or she will know who to change. Maybe at the technical area or what have you, but let us change the man, because I'm from Ilaje, in Ilaje, when a fish dies, it will start decaying from the head. But you see that when you want to preserve a fish, you cut off the head so that it will not decay on time. So there's decay in JAMB. I have to tell you, let us remove this man and you see the changes within a year.
Okay, so I hear you, right? Because to be honest, I understand what you're saying. But then it looks like we are now more concerned about this current exam instead of us to also be concerned about the educational sector or the system itself. Because if you look at the way things are going, I mean, To be honest, if not for the massive failure and the fact that everybody's talking about it, that's why it feels like, oh, this particular matter is, is up there. But this particular failure has been happening way before now. So I want to ask you this: with the current results, what do you think? What do you think about it? Let me even hear your take on the results that we have now. I mean, to some extent, it's good news. But then I think this is also now happening now because. Probably because they have taken the students have taken the exam 2 times, so of course they're already used to. There are many people that have prepared. They are prepared, so of course. I mean, I was not even expecting anything less. Do you understand what I'm saying? But then I'd like to hear you. What do you think about this result?
Well, I had your colleague making the analysis. You can see the percentage of people that have failed. Let me tell you something, madam.
Tell me.
This thing we are doing, the education system in Nigeria is affecting us. You can see people traveling out. They cannot use their results. They cannot use their BSc result. They cannot use their MSc result. They have to go and re-enroll to get a good job because of the failed system, because of the loss of confidence the international communities are having on the integrity of our results. Madam, this result is despicable. I have to tell you, it doesn't reflect it's despicable. It doesn't reflect the true value of Nigerian students. We have brilliant people across the nation, but they are being frustrated by the system. How dare you? People prepare for a year to write an exam for a day, and you frustrated them, citing system glitch or whatever. It's very unfortunate. As you are sitting down there, I can imagine you having a very little sister or a brilliant young brother that wrote JAMB and is being frustrated at all because people have been crying. In fact, I saw a video this morning of a little girl that shaved her head because she scored 156. Although they later invited her to rewrite the examination and she passed. But imagine the trauma that she has been passing through, even the victimization from the parents, the friends, the family, and everything. It's very unfortunate, to say the least. So this result doesn't reflect the true brilliance of Nigerian students. It doesn't reflect it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Eniola. And it's amazing having this conversation with someone who I would say is representing the students in that sense. We've had this UTME conversation over time. It's like the 3rd time. We've had it with lecturers, we've had it with educational consultants, and now we're having with someone who seems to be, in the association that is very concerned about students. And I'm really concerned too with the claims that NANS, are putting out there where they want the registrar to actually resign, owing to the fact that he came out. I mean, he's the head that actually came out to bear this responsibility. And so it looks like, okay, if anybody is going to take the fall, it has to be you. But then you also mentioned something about the Minister of Education, doing exactly good in your own definition of what good is. But let's also look at it very critically, because I don't want it to look like there's politics playing from the National Association of Nigerian Students, where they are favoring some other and then they are not favoring the other. This same Minister of Education, all of criticism have come out to say that he's specialized in nephrology. This is someone that wasn't even in the educational sector. That is something that is of concern if you're going to be in the educational ministry. And secondly, there was another statement he made during this whole, falls that the reason why there's a lot of failure is because Nigerian students have been engaging in malpractice, and because they've been trying to tackle it, that's why this failure is like this. So looking at all this statement, is NANS not going to consider a thorough clean through from the system, going back to what Gosbiti said? Or why is there so much focus on the registrar alone? Because I believe that UTME or even the educational sector is not just from the registrar. It's everything that happens, with the line of authority and with protocols and with bureaucracy. So how is NANS actually looking at this? Is it from a political standpoint? Maybe their sentiment or bias towards this particular registrar, or they are looking at a proper overview of everything?
Well, it's a misconception that NANS is a political party.
That's why I want you to help us with the misconception. I want to understand it.
Well, language working in the bank. I've seen people that studied law acting film. You can see Funke Akindele in Lagos there where you are. She's a very brilliant lawyer, but she's an actress. So your profession doesn't determine, sometimes it doesn't determine your output. The man has been, to the best of my knowledge, and I'm entitled to my own opinion, the man has been doing well, but about jam, it's like somebody using a gun to shoot, I don't want to say it to you direct, somebody use a gun in a broad daylight and shoot your mother, God forbid, for instance, and the person come out the second day and say, I'm sorry, I'm crying, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? So the person will not be prosecuted, or the person will not take responsibility for his action because you killed somebody yesterday with a gun, and you are coming out today to come and cry that it was a mistake. No. We will not take that. And I want to tell you this. NANS has been talking about this thing. I did the fourth interview I'll be granting on television recently, and I've been saying the same thing. You'll be surprised that if they remove this man, he's a Yoruba man, I think, to the best of my understanding. If they remove this man, you'll be surprised that things will change with this renewed hope agenda of the president. And I have to tell you that the president is very disappointed in this man, and he's not happy with it. And I'm very sure he's working very seriously to make an effective change. So NAS is not a political. If somebody is doing well, he's doing well. If somebody is not doing well, he's not doing well. You cannot build something on nothing. That is it. The man has stayed. He has overstayed, and he's messing up.
All right, thank you so much. There are a lot of things that you've said that I think they're quite, helpful given the situation right now. So I want us to talk about, the reforms that are put in place by NANS, right? I mean, we've seen one, which is they requested for the resignation of the registrar. So I want to ask, what other things are being put in place to ensure that this massive failure doesn't occur again?
Well, we have been engaging the JAMB body in Abuja here. We've written some letters to them, and we are going to get response very soon. We have a lot of recommendations. We have told them the timing of the examination is very, very abnormal. Very abnormal. How can somebody that want to write an examination wake up around 4 a.m., start rushing to the center? 6 a.m., you are sitting there in the cold. Sometimes it might be raining. Some people even miss the examination. Why not 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock? Why not 12? Okay, let me just stay 10 o'clock in the morning. People will be emotionally settled to face anything in life, you understand me, as per the examination. And that's secondly, the technicalities of the examination. And you can see that they have a technical. You have to have a reform of their technical sector in JAMB, and the examination centers. The examination centers are not adequate. People are traveling several kilometers to go and write JAMB. No, it doesn't work like that. We want JAMB to, facilitate more examination centers that are closer to the people, to the students, that are accessible. And thirdly, and I'm repeating these technicalities. If there's brilliance, if there's reform in this technical aspect of this examination, everything will be fine. But I have a meeting with them very soon, and I believe things are going to change. And we will not tolerate. I want to say this lastly: we will not tolerate this thing again, because I will still be in this position next year, when I'm going to write the next exam. And prior to that time, we will be raising our voice and our voices so that this kind of embarrassment, national embarrassment, will not repeat itself again.
All right, thank you so much, Eniola. We have a number of questions for you, but we have to take this short break, and when we return, we'll ask you a few questions, wrap up this conversation before our headline story. So please stay with us, we'll be right back. I describe myself as a polyhumanitarian, someone who believes politics should be rooted in love for country and empathy for its people. I'm thrilled to introduce to you Politics Uncensored, a show dedicated to tackling the political challenges that matter most to Nigerians. This is more than just a show. It's a space for honest, unfiltered conversations about the issues that shape our nation. It's a space for honest, unfiltered conversations about the issues that shape our nation. From policy reforms to elections, leadership tussles, Nigeria. We will dive deep into how politics is impacting our everyday lives. So join me on this journey as we challenge the status quo, spark dialogue, and work together to build a brighter future for Nigeria. Let's make our voices heard and drive the change we deserve. Face for other people that would most likely have this kind of question, and that's the face for other people that would most likely have this kind of question, and that's the fact that NANS has been heavily criticized, right? And I'm not saying this as one who is trying to attack NANS or the National Association of Nigerian Students, so people can know what I'm saying. But there's always this question of whether sometimes they can be political in their interest, and I'm saying this because over time it's almost, I can be corrected, that NANS are usually more reactive to certain things that happen rather than being proactive, especially in the educational system. I mean, even in universities, I just recently graduated. How much of their influence do we see in, pressing matters and needs like this? Is it after things have escalated that we see them come out? So this is not firstly to criticize you as an executive, but I want you to, give like some sort of, consolement in that sense to students out there, to let them know exactly what NANS jurisdiction is, what they are doing to ensure that they really have Nigerian students in mind beyond the criticism and, the hearsays that we think.
Well, I've told you in the inception of this conversation that NANS is not a political party. It's a body established to cater for the needs and the fears of students. And as far as I'm concerned, although you made a point, and I appreciate that, but recently, or let me say previously, our activities have been online. People have been seeing. I don't know the school you graduated from. I'm sorry to say.
School of First Choice and Nations Prize, University of Lagos.
Is that?
School of First Choice and Nations Prize, University of Lagos.
Okay, that's cool. Congratulations. But let me just tell you that we have our representative. It's not possible. I'm the NANS PRO. It's not possible for me to be in Abuja today, be in Lagos tomorrow, be in Ondo State on Friday, and jumping around the country. No, we have meetings. We have annual meeting. We have quarterly meeting. We have monthly meeting that we have with the SCG, student government of each institution. We have them all over. So we transmit our agenda, our aspiration, our ideology to this representative. And I think they are delivering. So we cannot be everywhere. But I want to tell you that NAS has, if there have been no this National Association of Nigerian Students, would have been a mess in this country. NEFON recently has faced a lot of criticism. They have faced a lot of hell from us because of the way we handle. Even before this NEFON saga, we told them that, see, this thing cannot work. You cannot, if you want to give somebody money, you cannot go and give the person through another person. Give loan to student directly, not you giving loan to student through the institutions. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, you can see the result. We have been proactive. We gave them the suggestion. If you want to give loan to students, give it to them directly. Let them pay their school fees. They know when and where to pay, not you channeling the loan through the school. It doesn't work. So that's part of being proactive. We warn them beforehand. And this jump of an issue, my predecessor have been talking about. Comrade Henry Okomon, the former NANS Senate president, have been vocal about this jump saga even before this year. Last year we have some issues, some complaints, and we tackled it. So we have been proactive, and will continue to be.
God's beauty ask, and that's because we've not really analyzed this